Visually, they're selling by the
Right. Everything should be working. Today's a sad day. Today's a very sad day. For several reasons. Unfortunately. I haven't had running water for the last 3 days. My internet's been fucking with me. My stream PC has been beating the shit out of me constantly. Something even worse than that's happened recently. See, I finally got a response from Guild Wars 2, from the ArenaNet support team. Here's what comes next, right? It is very likely that I will never be able to play Guild Wars 2, Guild Wars Reforged, or any ArenaNet product ever again. This makes me very sad. I love their games. They're enjoyable, they're exceptional, they're wonderful. However, there is something that's not so exceptional and wonderful. You see, ArenaNet... before we get into that, for anyone who has been here purely for the Guild Wars 2 journey, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I'm very thankful. I'm very happy that I got to entertain you for a little while before this all came crashing down. And I hope that if you are more interested in Guild Wars 2 content than my stream, I hope that you find someone enjoyable and entertaining enough to watch on Twitch, YouTube, or wherever the fuck. Now onto the serious part of this. ArenaNet has accused me of something very, very serious. Something that I very obviously indicates as a joke, something that at the beginning of every single one of my streams, barring this one, indicate that I do absurdist humor. That what I do is stupid, that what I do is meant to entertain. All of my streams are marked as 18 plus for this very specific reason. Under this reasoning and under this very, very serious accusation that Guild Wars 2 has now leveraged against me, I've had to have a quick emergency meeting with someone who's more knowledgeable in this topic than I am. A lot more knowledgeable. He's indicated to me that this is a very serious accusation to have made. This is a very, very serious indication of reputational damage over something that is very obviously an absurdist joke with no intention or mean to harm behind them. In regards to this is what I can reveal. There's more to this, and I'm not going to reveal everything. But this is how things are going to be running from now on. And I don't intend them to run this way, but this is what I have to do, both to protect myself legally and for what's coming in the future and may take years of my life from this point onwards. Number one, I'm not going to be able to talk about Guild Wars 2. I'm going to be giving a very standard response to anyone who asks, hey, why aren't you playing Guild Wars 2 or anything like that. I have to. Number two, I have a right to know, based on both the South African POPIA Act and both a lot of US particular laws around information acts, I have a right to know whether the same ArenaNet employee who was in my stream is the same ArenaNet employee who banned me on Twitch and got me permabanned, and is the same ArenaNet employee who is also responsible for me losing access to my Guild Wars 2 account while not violating any of their terms of service, but them intending for me to do so because they decided to take a joke seriously. I will be using every single legal lever I can. I will be going through the proper legal processes as much as possible to, number one, get accusations against me made by the ArenaNet team apologized for, if not retracted, and number two, to find out whether the single person responsible for all the reputational damage that has come my way is the same person who got me banned off of Twitch. Under those reasonings, I will be contacting Steam, I will be contacting Twitch, and I will be contacting both the privacy team as well as the support team of Guild Wars 2 with a request for information following up what happens next. I don't want to do this. I wanted to play Guild Wars 2. I wanted to be stupid and silly. I wanted to fucking entertain people. And now I have to do this. Because if I don't do this, what happens next is a death spiral. What's happened now is that because of this likely single employee, if not, I will find out during the process, I have lost access to Twitch. People who have supported me have lost access to their money, funds, their subscriptions. I have lost access to revenue. And now I have lost access to Guild Wars 2, a game which is essentially what built my channel. I can't speak much more on it, but I will be doing everything I can to get them to retract that statement. I know my account will never be restored. I know their decisions are final. I don't expect them to change that. However, I must now aggressively defend myself against statements and direct accusations made by ArenaNet against me when it is very obvious, and I had stated previously to their response that what I do is jokes. To everyone watching, to everyone in the chat, sorry. It's how it is. I play a dangerous game, and every now and then, some weepy willow piece of shit pussy comes along and decides that they are self-righteous enough to decide what can and can't happen. They launch accusations against others, and this is where we end up. Now, unfortunately, I was saving up to try and do something that I thought would make for very entertaining content, going after a ton of people online who illegally copyright claim music, but I'm going to have to divert whatever funds I have there, and this is going to take years. It's going to take years. That's how the legal process works. So, final statement on this, and then I'm going to move on. Thank you very much to everyone else who's been here. Everyone who's commented, everyone who's argued with me, everyone who's been in the chat, every message that I've seen. I appreciate it. I hope you had a good time. I had a good time. I had a great time. I fucking love my time in Guild Wars 2. I still love the game. But what I don't love is an overzealous TOS team that'll go out of its way to fuck over every single person who may do something entertaining or spicy or out of the box. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something very important. When I type the words MMORPG into Twitch, I want you to take a look at what shows up at the top of these channels. Do any of you see Guild Wars 2? Do any of you see Guild Wars 2 yet? Do any of you see Guild Wars 2? Scrolling all the way down here, I have to click and open categories. Right, now let's take a look at World of Warcraft. If we take a look at any time people are playing World of Warcraft, a game I find objectively boring at this point in time, you've got 65.3k viewers. You've got a massive following of World of Warcraft. And that's primarily because the TOS team of World of Warcraft leaves World of Warcraft streamers alone for their off-platform behavior and bans them if they do something in-game. If we take a look at RuneScape, what do we have when it comes to RuneScape? 676 viewers. This right here is a niche game. This is a game with a very tight-knit community, very similar to Guild Wars 2. Now let's take a look at Guild Wars 2. $933 viewers. It cannot even double the numbers while one of its largest streamers is right there playing there. Actually, no, two of its largest streamers are right there playing the game. If anyone at the ArenaNet team is ever wondering why your game doesn't get visibility on platforms and sites like Twitch, it's because your employees will go into people's streams, your employees will hang out there, and the streamers will get this tingling sense of fear up their spine, knowing that if they say anything a little bit too spicy or entertaining or funny, that you've got the sword of Damocles hanging above their head and you're ready to kill their entire career in seconds. Your behavior towards me has been disgusting. Your responses have been short and unprofessional. And based on your behavior, and you accusing me of something that is very obviously a joke, I now have to act in self-defense. I love your game, but I'm sickened by you. And I hope that one day, those overzealous employees who feel that they are self-righteous enough to ruin people's lives, or at least attempt to, understand that you are the reason that this game only has 933 live viewers, despite having such an exceptionally large community, despite having one of the best communities I've ever seen in any MMORPG. This is one of the few MMORPGs I've ever seen, if not the only MMORPG I've seen, where the people moderating your game are a bigger problem than the viewers, are a bigger problem than the players. It makes no sense to me how you can have hired a bunch of incompetent retards who believe that they are self-righteous enough to decide what happens to people's lives. And this may take a while. This may take years of my life. Hopefully it doesn't. But I'm going to do my absolute best to make sure you retract that statement. Because I will not have this hanging over my head for the rest of my life. I hope you understand. Now, alright, that's the end of that. So, we'll be right back. I'm sorry I didn't read the chat. It's very important that I put that in as serious a tone as possible. This is what's going to happen now. I'm going to end this piece of the stream. This stream is going to stay here as a response. I will not speak about Guild Wars 2 again. I will not speak about ArenaNet ever again. These are my final statements until I have Did they actually email me? Yes. These are my final statements on everything about Guild Wars 2 relating to ArenaNet that you will ever hear from me until this entire issue is resolved. Unfortunately, no more Guild Wars 2. It's just how it is. So, I'm going to be right back. Don't go anywhere. You're going to have to click on a new stream, but I want this separate from the other streams because I cannot have something this dead serious and then just move on. I need to separate it in my head. I need to partition this shit out because this shit has been so fucking stressful. It has been so annoying. And what's worse than that is that they've made some very fucking serious accusations against me. There's a lot I want to say. There's a lot I want to speculate on. There's a fuck ton I can think to say, but I'm not going to say it. Because I need to find out from a legal perspective, using access for information requests, using the legal process, going the right way about this. So the Guild Wars 2 community making death threats towards you is fine, but you making a joke is not. You can't put those in the same category, Keldun. Right? You know what? Fuck it. I'll answer some questions for you before I'll close the stream and I'll start up a new one and then we'll play some Path of Exile 2 tonight. So, you can't put those in the same category, Keldun, because the Guild Wars 2 community are not people who are employed at ArenaNet, right? People are free to make whatever death threats they feel like because they're not an employee. They're part of the community. Now, if that community had made a serious death threat against an ArenaNet employee based on the TOS that they've got on their site, then yes, they would be banned. I could have very likely, if possible, linked those emails to whatever Guild Wars 2 accounts and then reported them, but what's the fucking point? This is so fucking stupid. It is fucking stupid. It is. It's beyond fucking stupid. I hate all of this. Wait, what happened? I've been permabanned from Guild Wars 2. And I'm willing to bet... No, I'm not going to say anything more. I've been permabanned off of Twitch. I've been permabanned off of Guild Wars 2. I need to stick to the statement of facts. This all occurred immediately after I looked into the Jessica Price situation, and it occurred after an ArenaNet employee was here in my stream on my channel. Those are the facts. I cannot speculate further than that. Whoever gave you the ban, never been in... No, of course not. These are employees. These are not people who play the game. These are people who run... These are people who run moderation. These are the fucking people behind the scenes who never play games, but they believe themselves to be the God Emperor of mankind and get to decide what does and doesn't happen. They're basically like John Reddit that we looked into. We need to call out these bad actors. It's all gotten out of hand. How can ANET let this happen? Look, General Apple, it's not as simple as that, unfortunately. I made a joke. I made a very spicy joke. I have a disclaimer at the beginning of my stream. The context of everything that I have matches that there's no intent behind my words, that the joke was made in an absurdist manner, based on the legal advice that I've gotten, that this is obviously, very clearly, based on many of my streams, not something that has any intent to follow through. However, this gets out of hands because it doesn't matter what joke you make, it doesn't matter what you say, it matters what the ArenaNet employee decides to take from it. They don't care about intent. It's like a dick. It's not about how you give it, it's about how you take it. And this is ridiculous. This is completely ridiculous. This is mentally insane to me. This is a symptom of mental illness behind what I believe occurs within moderation, not just on ArenaNet, but on the side of any game studio out there. Any large live service game has this exact same issue, where no one wants to do the moderation, so the self-righteous blue-haired fucking retards sit there believing that they are the be-all and end-all of what people can and can't say. But now, I have to go the legal route. Now, I have to do things the right way, the long way. There are no shortcuts when it comes to this. I'm going to do my absolute best to find out whether the same person who got me permanently banned off of Twitch for a joke is the same person who got my account permanently banned at ArenaNet and is an ArenaNet employee. I will then be using whatever legal means I can to get a retraction out of this person for the very direct and serious accusation they've made against me and the reputational damage that they've caused. I don't want to do this. But now I have to, because if I don't do this, look at it this way, right? If I don't do this, this sits there. It stays there permanently as a fixture in my streams. And I will be explaining years from now what a joke was. I will be sitting here with retards showing up in a chat saying, "Oh, you make death threats against people." No. You have to be proactive against this kind of shit. You have to get as aggressive as possible. I've made the mistake once before in my life of thinking, oh, it's going to be fine. It's not going to be fine. It snowballs and gets worse unless you do something about it. Now, if this ends up in a lawsuit, I don't know yet or not. I first have to go through access to information requests. I have to follow the legal procedures of both my local country and the country of the United States where ArenaNet is based, and then we can go further, right? Now, if it comes down to this, don't go and fucking talk to other Guild Wars 2 streamers about me. Please. They don't need to be dragged into this shit. Do you think if they're gonna ban me for a joke, that some ArenaNet employee is not gonna be sitting in someone like Fandral streams, and he's gonna get banned as well because he might have said a nice word about me? Don't drag anyone else into this, okay? I'm gonna be cutting off contact to any Guild Wars 2 content creator, not for my safety, but for theirs. I do not want them to suffer any repercussions, whether that comes from retards in their chat or from ArenaNet themselves, okay? I said this before. If the ship goes down, I go down with the ship, not anyone else. That's just how it fucking works. Right. Just got here. Can I get a 5-second recap? Don't worry, the stream's gonna close soon. Understand giving a warning, but to turn a person into a pariah is going over the line. Well, that's what they love to do. Look, they would love to make an example out of me, so examples will be made back. It's that simple. Man, I really fucking wanted... Oh, man, this fucked up a whole secret plan I had. Okay, so, to give you some context, right? So, I recently found this, right? I've been looking around for months for this. I recently found a legal fund that is based in my country that interacts with Europe and the US, right? And what this legal fund is doing is they're building up an entire case to alter YouTube, right? Because people keep on falsely claiming videos and falsely claiming music that doesn't belong to them, and they use these shadowy corporations. And what they were looking to do, right? I might as well reveal this now because now I can't be a fucking part of it. What they were looking to do was they were looking to change the process by which copyright claims works on YouTube so that things were more fair, so that people can just claim your content, so that people can be more fucking aggressive with it. I have to drop all of that. And every spare piece of funding that I have is now going to be going towards dealing with ArenaNet and Guild Wars 2. I was actually hoping to make real fucking solid content about going after music copyright claims and shit on YouTube. Because guess what? My channel, every fucking stream gets claimed. Every single one. There's dead silence and 1 second gets claimed and the entire fucking video's monetary value goes towards some fucking guy who's built some shadow company who's sitting in Russia, but he's used a VPN to India and he's made up some corporate entity that doesn't fucking exist. Now I'm dropping all of that. I was so fucking excited to do like this huge content piece this year, whether it was going to be outside of MMOs, but still kind of related because they keep on copyright claiming video game music inside of MMOs that are very obviously owned by the company. All that's gone. Fuck. That's just how it works. So, if Guild Wars 2 and ArenaNet wants to try and make a pariah out of me, if they wish to try and make an example out of me, then I have no choice but to defend myself and prevent as much reputational damage as possible caused by your employees. That's just how it is. Now don't go harassing other creators, Devilish. God damn it, leave them alone. Leave them alone, let them do their thing. But if you're ever wondering, right, final statement on this, I'm gonna end the stream and there will be another stream up immediately after this where we will be playing some other games. Today we're gonna play Path of Exile 2. Next week, we're going to start looking into finding a new MMO home since obviously ArenaNet's fucking team is full of blue-haired fucking retard pussy bitches who can't handle a fucking joke because how dare anyone be entertaining, right? This is going to be my last statement on this, right? If you wonder, if you're ever wondering why your Guild Wars 2 content creators are so fucking milquetoast, if you're wondering why every single one of them is so fucking tight-assed, like, you know, asshole that gets tight enough to compress diamonds whenever they see an ArenaNet employee in their chat, now you know why. They're terrified. They're scared. There will never be another Guild Wars 2 content creator like me. Not because I'm unique or special, but because other people are willing to play this fucking word game and I'm not. This is why all of these streamers are milquetoast. This is why you don't get streamers who spike above 1k on average. They sit around 300 and they never grow bigger than that. This is why the Guild Wars 2 category, the content creation on YouTube, is so fucking bland. This is why every video on YouTube that you see about Guild Wars 2 is not about how entertaining or fun the story is. It's about the most boring, dull, repetitive shit you've ever seen. These are the patch notes. This is what happens in the next update. Let me tell you the 5 bullet points that are in the posted list on the wiki. This is why. And ArenaNet, I don't even, like, if I stay banned forever, so be it. Bygones be bygones. But I would love a retraction from you about that very serious accusation. And I would love you to allow future content creators to do things that are entertaining on stream, as opposed to the boring, dull, and bland shit that you force them into doing because they're so fucking scared of being permanently banned out of your game. Now I'm going to be right back. We're going to play some Path of Exile 2. I'll see you soon. There will be another stream. Just give me a few fucking minutes. That's all I'm allowed to say. That's just how it is. I've also got a surprise for you in the next stream. I've got something really, really special that I'd like to show you. Right? But that I want to keep it separate from this. 100% retarded. You're clearly the most fun Guild Wars 2 streamer in history. And amazing. Well, thank you very much. I don't think I'm the most fun in history, but this is why I can see why people move away from this. I can see why people move away from Guild Wars 2 because of this. Now, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to set up my cameras. There's something special I want to show you. And then we're going to play some Path of Exile 2. I'll be right back. I'll see you now. God damn it. Wait. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Okay, there we go. There we go. My mouse is working. I'll be right back.